Even when you get to your promised land, there are still going to be battles that you have to face, things that you're going to have to overcome. I was reading the book of Joshua the other day, and in the book of Joshua, this is where the Israelites are actually able to cross over, right? God makes a way for them. They finally cross over into the land. But as I'm reading the book of Joshua, I am reading about all of the wars and battles that they had to fight and overcome once they arrive into the land, the giants that they had to face, right? And I want to encourage you today that you may very much be in your promised land, but you're probably wondering, like, God, if you said I'm supposed to be here, but why have I been going through this, that, this, and this, and why do I feel like I'm always in this constant battle? And I want to encourage you that there are still things that God needs to allow you to experience and go through so that you are properly refined and that you are properly ready to be able to take full dominion over the land that he has cultivated for you, right? And in this moment where you have stepped in your promised land, you don't just step in and receive everything all at once and boom, and you don't got to do no work. No, there is work that is required. There is a contending that you have to do for the promise, for the blessings that God has spoken over your life. There is a growing and maturing within your faith that God has to allow to happen. And you have to understand that the battle is already won, right? As you read the book of Joshua, they win all of their battles, right? Because God said that he was going to rule in their favor, that he was going to equip them with the capacity to overtake the territory, overtake every place that they need to overtake, right? And that's why in the word it says in Joshua to be bold and courageous, because I am with you. Because why do you think he says that? Because as they're going into battle, as they're going into this, they're wondering, like, God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to win. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to overcome this trial, overcome this heartbreak, overcome this failure, overcome this lesson. But God is letting you know that he is with you and that you should not fear, and that you have to understand that there are still going to be a series of things that you have to overcome before you come to the point where you receive the fullness of God's blessings and God's answers. Because even in the book of Joshua, after they fought a series of battles and they won those battles and they were able to overtake the territory, they came to a point where they were able to rest in the land, rest in the provision, and rest in the blessings that God had for them. And they were able to rest in it for a long period of time, until God came to Joshua in his older age and said, all right, I know that you've been chilling. I know that you've been resting, but now I got you. I need you to go and overtake some more land. So there's going to be some more battles that I need you to fight to overcome, because the next level of glory is going to require you to have a bigger capacity. It's going to require you to overcome bigger warfare and bigger things, right? As you continue to accelerate and advance. So I say all this today to encourage you that as you feel like you're facing these battles, know that if you sit with God, if you continue to walk and be obedient, he's going to give you the strength to triumph and overcome. And it does get better. There is a point where you do reach the fullness of the promise and you get to sit and enjoy it. So I want you to look at that as your triumphant victory. Whenever you feel like you're growing weary, whenever you feel like you want to give up and you like, God, I don't know if I can do this, I want to encourage you today that yes, you can, because the battle is already won. And if you feel like you are in a situation and you feel like you're like, God, where are you? Like, why did you allow this to overtake me? Then I want you to seek God and ask him, is there anywhere that I have been disobedient? And that's the reason why I didn't win this battle. Because in the same book of Joshua, there was one battle in particular where they were overtaken and they didn't win that battle. And Joshua went back to God and said, God, like, you said to be bold and courageous. Where were you in this battle? And the Lord revealed to Joshua that the people had not fully been obedient. And because they had not been fully obedient, that's the reason why God allowed the battle to overtake them. So I want to encourage you in this moment that you also have to seek the Lord and ask him, Lord, this battle that I'm going through, is it because I've been disobedient? Is it because I've been partially obedient? Because partial obedience is still disobedient. You can be doing something that looks like the right thing, feels like the right thing, but is not of God. And that's why you're in the situation that you're in. So really seek God's face, Consecrate yourself, fast if you need to, and get clarity. But understand that even in the promised land, there are still things that you have to overcome before you come to that point of being able to lie down in green pastures and enjoy it. So do not get discouraged. God did not leave you. He did not forsake you. He's not a man that he shall lie, and his word will not return back to him void. So do not turn an 11-day journey into a 40-year journey. Go forth, seize the land, and do what God has told you to do.